The Triple Option is presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies and enjoy a lineup like never before. Crispy, juicy Tendies, now at Wendy's. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Triple Option presented by Wendy's, coming your way live from Urban Meyer's Pint House here in beautiful Dublin, Ohio. Good evening, everybody. How we doing? All right, not bad. It's going to get louder. I'm Rob Stone. So glad you guys are here with us. I know many of you are getting excited for Saturday's game. The Buckeyes taking on Penn State live on Fox. Big noon kickoff will be here. Our show starts at 10 a.m. If you're watching this, thank you for watching this live on YouTube. We are a podcast. We're there every week. You can find us on Apple Podcast, Spotify, wherever it is you find your podcast. Everybody here is a subscriber to the Triple Option, right? All right, we're going to work on that. We're going to work on that noise level a little bit later. You can find us on social media as well as 3X Option Show, new episodes every Wednesday on YouTube, and wherever it is you get your podcast. Don't forget, leave questions, leave comments. We love to answer them. We love to react to them as well. All right, let's bring on my co-host, shall we? Let's start with the Bama guy. We like Alabama here, right? We don't. Well, hold on. They're not Michigan. They're not Penn State. It's still Alabama. And he's a hell of a nice guy. He's a Heisman Trophy winner. He's a national champion. He is Mark Ingram II. Deuce. Come on up here, Mark. Where are you, brother? There he is. That is a slow walk, Mark Ingram. Pick up the pace. Pick up the pace, brother. All right, let's bring on the other guy on this show. I don't know if you've heard of him. He's okay. He kind of knows football. He is a national champion 3 times, twice at Florida and once here at the Ohio State. He is an amazing human being. He runs this joint. He runs this town. He is the Urban Meyer. So on the Triple Option on Wednesday, when we were talking about we're doing this show live, we said, listen, you know, a firm hit to the rib cage. We talked about, you know, obviously this is the day before Halloween. If folks show up, and we gave them some ideas. We said if you're James Franklin or Ryan Day, who else did we throw out? Connor Stallions, you're welcome to the show. Like, we would love to have people dress up, right? I also threw out, I don't know if you remember, I was like, if anybody's dumb enough to show up as Jim Harbaugh, we have a special surprise for them. And guess what?
Somebody did?
Somebody showed up as Jim Harbaugh.
No, they did not.
Yeah. We have Mr. Khaki himself. Everybody, put your hands together. A big, warm Columbus welcome for Jim Harbaugh, everybody. Come on up, Coach Harbaugh. There we go. There's the first stealing sign.
Stealing signs.
What's up, Coach? Good to have you here. Good to have you here. Welcome.
Coach Harbaugh in the Pint House.
Here we go. Here you go. Some gold pants for the little girl.
You're scaring her, Coach. You're scaring her.
Happy Halloween.
All right, let's put Coach Harbaugh on a headset here. Really brave of you, Coach Harbaugh, to join us.
Tell him what you talk.
This is our friendliest territory. This is the easiest game we have on the schedule. I love it.
Hey, tell him what you got in there again.
We got some gold pants.
Yeah.
We got gold pants for everybody in Ohio. Now, I know Urban has a bunch of them, but as we've discussed, they all have mold on them. They're rusty. They're gray. I have fresh gold pants. I also, look at this shirt I got. I broke this out for you guys.
Uh-oh.
You better have security up here.
There you go. The countdown
continues.
All right, now we got a high-energy crowd tonight after that.
Freshly updated, Dave. Well done.
Now, for all you mathematicians, that's close to 6 years. That's 6 years.
Hey, Coach Harbaugh, real quick. Coach Harbaugh, how many times did you beat Urban Meyer when he was in charge of the Buckeyes?
You know, I got diagnosed with Alzheimer's. I can't go that far back. He showed me a game up there. I was at the game. Listen, it's a cyclical rivalry. I went to school when John Cooper was there, so we won a lot. Then obviously Urban had his run, and right now it's our turn. I can't wait till November. That's the only game at the beginning of the year I just go W. I pencil it in.
By the way, Dave Portnoy from Barstool Sports, everybody. Welcome, Dave. He's fantastic. I know.
There's people clapping right here.
Listen, I've said
Brave.
this before.
Say this.
Brave
I'll
man.
say this before.
Listen.
If it wasn't for where I went to school and my sister and who I root for, we would get along very well. I love the people of Ohio. We have similar things we like, hard work, blue collar, all that. Very Barstool. Unfortunately, it's just this one particular school that causes a problem for me. Other than that, I could be friends with them 364 days a year. Kind of like Ryan Day. He's a great coach 364 days a year.
But there's that one day.
That one day when I don't know what he's doing. He's got some wide receivers on the outside. He's just running between. He gets nervous, scared, whatever.
All right, let's hold that thought for a minute. Do you really, in front of this crowd, do you really believe that Wolverine team can beat this one this year? I know that your passion. I mean, I'm going to ask these guys in a minute, but deep down, we're all family here. Can they win that game?
I'll answer it this way. I think it's 100 times more likely than it was last year.
Wow.
Like last year I faked sick. Like we were supposed to do.
You didn't go to the game?
Didn't go to the game, didn't live stream it. I was just sitting in my house. I'm like, we're going to lose by 40. I believe that last year. I don't know how we won that. Michigan was horrible last year.
No forward pass.
We couldn't do nothing.
You know who won that game? Those two defensive tackles for you.
Two defensive tackles and you know.
And we didn't spread the ball.
Ryan Day has it in his head from Harbaugh. You got to be tough. You got to run it up the middle. And he just kept trying to run it up the middle. It made no sense. I was watching. I'm sure all you guys are watching the game be like, what are we doing? Yeah. Because we were not very good. So if we beat you last year, I think
what happens in Ann Arbor?
I think, listen, that rivalry is nasty. And, like, sometimes you have to throw the records out the window. Like, when we play Auburn, like, you throw the records out the window. Obviously, Michigan's going to play tough. They have confidence like they've been beating y'all since 2006.
6 years.
Yeah.
6 years.
Now, I think Ohio State is the superior team. They should go out there. They should handle business. They got beasts on the outside, got offensive line, a tough defense. But we thought the same thing last year. You know what I mean?
Last
so I
year
think
was
Ohio
stunning.
State should win. I think Ohio State should win. But, hey, you got to throw all the records out when these two teams meet.
Yo.
This is crazy. Like, Penn State's in town. And we're
point.
talking about Michigan.
Oh, you have to.
And
You have
Ohio
to
State.
because the man's right here with a shirt with 2,163 on it.
All right, so Dave, I know you have to get out and eat some pizza in the Columbus area. Let's leave with one question for you.
Where are you eating pizza?
That's not the question, but that's all right. Go ahead. Where are you eating pizza tonight? Besides Urban Meyer's Pint House.
What is the name of the place?
Iaconos?
Iaconos, which is great.
Good pizza?
Yeah, we were here last time.
Really
So
good.
good.
What did you rate
it? I gave it a high 7, which is big score. It was very good.
What's the highest score ever on a pizza rating?
9.4. I gave it 10, but it was a hometown score.
And you're New York. You like the thin,
I like
right?
New Haven, Connecticut's my favorite.
Oh, yeah. Sally's or Pepe's.
Sally's, Pepe's, Modern. They're great.
That is Wheelhouse Pizza. All right, real quick, before Dave leaves, guys, I'm curious. Give us the top 5. Are you good with that? The top 5 in the Big Ten right now. You want to go 5 to
It's
1?
clearly Indiana, Ohio State. 1, however you want to put 1 or 2. I have
Is Indiana better than Ohio State? Is Ohio State
I
better
have
than
Indiana ranked higher because they have a better win. If they played, I'd give a slight edge to Ohio State, but they're both really, really, really good. Oregon, I would still put at 3, and then you're looking at a Michigan and Iowa, probably 4 and 5. USC's in there. Michigan, the quarterback's so young, and I love your quarterback. It pains me to say it. But as long as Underwood keeps getting better,
Ask him.
they can give him a problem. But it's a clear 1-2, and I think Oregon's clear 3.
Hey, before we let you go, Dave, I think this is interesting, that what's gone on down at LSU, maybe the first time in my lifetime, and I've been around the game over almost 50 years, you have a governor of Louisiana, which I have friends down there. They love this governor now. I mean, the state of Louisiana is a different place.
By the way,
And
that
LSU's a different
that
place.
governor checks all the Louisiana stereotypes. by the way.
John Landry, right?
We were saying, Urban and I, when I first saw it, I thought it was AI. I was
Right.
like, what am I, is this
This is
real?
fake. Yeah. I've been
And he came out and said, we made a decision. during a game, and then on Sunday that we're going to make a change at the governor's mansion. And I was the same thing. I thought someone's making this up. And I went to bed thinking that's not true. And then all of a sudden you start reading into it. And then he said, are you going to let the sitting, being paid athletic director at LSU hire the coach? He said, no, we are. And who is we? The governor and the board of supervisors.
Yeah,
the board of supervisors.
Which he appointed 6 and is appointed
that
4
the
more.
governor appoints. And you made a comment to me back there, and I want everybody to hear this. You said you love that.
I loved it.
Why?
First of all, this guy's very Louisiana. I think whoever they hire as the next coach has to have that same accent. You mentioned Coach O. But the AD shouldn't. If I'm a Louisiana resident, that's what I wanted to hear. I certainly don't want this AD who hired Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M, and who just hired Brian Kelly and has the 2 biggest buyouts in the history of college football. I don't want him picking the next guy. So somebody take accountability. Who else is going to do it? The president of the school? But what I was told, we have a guy, T-Bob Herbert, his dad, Bobby Herbert, the quarterback for the Saints. He went to school, he's a lineman, and he said from the beginning, Louisiana's a strange place, and the government does play a role. To me, that's what makes college football great. You have the different states, the different cultures. I looked at that guy and I said, that is what I expect out of LSU. I loved it.
The only concern is someone with a football, and I was kind of joking around that the governor played high school football, so I guess he's an expert. That makes all of us experts. But someone on that search committee's got to be a football dude that say, okay, now here's what we're looking for. And then I'm telling you, as a coach that went through the process of being hired, if I'm not hip to hip with my AD, and I know there's stability because you and the AD now are like this. You know, you witnessed that with Sharon and Ward Manuel and all that stuff that went on. They stuck together. They stuck together.
Not in Louisiana. You're like this with the governor
Gene
now.
Smith and I were like this. Jeremy Foley and I were like this because you are in meetings that are, it's hardcore stuff happening. I mean, in real time. If you don't have that, my concern at LSU, which is one of the top 5 jobs in America, no doubt. Have you been to a game there?
I have. Sounds like you got to start working on your Southern accent.
Family.
Lord.
My concern is a great coach is going to say, I'm not going to do that.
I could definitely see that raising a concern.
If you haven't had crawfish in your life, don't apply to be the LSU head coach, right?
No.
There you go. There's the cutoff. Everybody, a warm Columbus, Ohio State.
Thanks for being here.
Thank you.
For Dave Portnoy, everybody, please.
I do like you guys.
The best you can muster, please. Fake it if you must.
I do like you. All we got to do is win out, and we're in the playoffs. Easiest game on the schedule is the last one. Thank you, guys.
Dave,
You're going to take these with you?
Thanks for joining us, Dave. Appreciate it, man. There's only one Dave Portnoy out there, man. Thanks so much, Dave. Appreciate it, buddy. The khakis look good on you, my friend. If only he came out with the gloves and the cleats, then I'd be in. Again, if you have questions, come to the back of the stage. If you have costumes, head over to Los Linderos. Let's talk about the reason we are here tonight. The Ohio State Buckeyes, the #1 ranked team in the land, the defending champions in college football. And one of the main reasons they are #1, again, is their defense. And to me, this is stunning, Coach. I don't know if anybody could have seen this. They returned 3 starters on defense. 3. They've pitched 2 shutouts. 6 times they've held the opposition to single digits. They've allowed 41 points, period. That's it. They've only trailed twice this season, both of them by 3 points. Were you expecting this level of defense from Ohio State, particularly considering, Coach, the fact that their defensive coordinator, Jim Knowles, is going to be on the opposing sideline Saturday with Penn State?
Well, the head coach has got a bunch of things to do when you get hired. And Ryan Day has done a phenomenal job. The first thing you got to do is the culture was pretty well set, and he's added to the culture. Number 1, everybody, this is really important. So you get hired, you're a head football coach. First thing you do, develop, implement, and push a culture. That's by far number 1. Number 2, talent acquisition. And that's number 1, players. By far, that's number 1. But number 2 is the coaching staff. And he's had a transition. Chip Kelly and Jim Knowles leaves. His quarterback's gone. A bunch of starters gone. And I've known Matt Patricia since the New England Patriot days. We're very, very good friends. He had a tough go as a head coach for the Lions. He was bouncing around the NFL. And I talked to Coach Day about him. I love Matt Patricia. Here's Matt Patricia has worked on offense as well. He's called plays, Mark, in the National Football League on offense. The best offensive coaches I've been around are Dan Mullen and Ryan Day. You know why? They understand what the other side's doing. The best defensive coaches I've been around are the ones that know exactly what the offense is thinking. And that's what you have in Matt Patricia. The players love him. I talk to him every once in a while. He loves it here. You know, this is like, he's been like reborn in his coaching career. He's come to a place, he loves the players, he loves the culture. Coach Day lets him do what he does, and he's having great success. Maybe as good a success as a defense coordinator's had in the last 2 decades.
An amazing hire. Let's talk about the offense for Ohio State, because that's where the hype was. Jeremiah Smith, right? And then the question mark of who's going to run the ball. How good is this Julian Sayin kid going to be? It feels like the playbook is starting to open up more and more each week, Mark, for the Buckeyes.
Yeah, they're taking the training wheels off. You know, kind of came in week 1 versus a Texas team who we all thought was going to be vying for a national championship. And you kind of can see how they just wanted him to manage the game, and he did that. He made great throws. He made great decisions. And you kind of just see them opening up the playbook and taking the training wheels off. Obviously, they could, all the Buckeye fans could thank Alabama for, Julian Sayin and Caleb Downs, but, we were devastated, when we lost those players, and it just shows what type of player he is. He has a lot of talent. He has leadership qualities. He has everything you want in a quarterback. So Ohio State's lucky to have him, and he's just going to continue to get better. And you see it, man, because he's balling right now. I mean, last week, 36 of 42, almost 400 yards, 4 touchdowns. He has receivers on the outside. The running game isn't what it was last year. And so you could just see him, taking those strides, getting better each and every game. And
hard for the running game to be as good as they were last year.
It is.
By the way, with that two-headed monster that's now in the NFL.
So let's have this conversation that as the head coach, what you would come in on Wednesday was my day, because we saw Monday was game prep, and all the coaches go in their offices for about 10 hours a day, 10 hours apart. You all come together and you start putting stuff on the board. I would spend time with the offense.
What are you doing for 10 hours? My Lord, that seems like a long time.
So you have 2 coaches in charge of third downs, 2 coaches in charge of first downs, 2 coaches in charge of this, and then you all come together and you sit there, a bunch of gray-haired people, and start drawing on boards and all that. But by Wednesday, this is really cool. By Wednesday, I would walk in after spending time with the defense, because I'm an offensive coach, and I'd walk in with Ryan Day, Tom Herman, whoever was the offensive coaches, and in my mind, I'd look at the game plan, and I'd say, we need to score 21 points, 28 points, 35 points, 42 points. God forbid, what was the bad year we had a bad defense? Was 18, I believe, or 18, where I'm like, shit, we need to score
every time you touch the ball
35, 45 points, which is, that's a much more aggressive game plan. When you got a defense like Ohio State, I'm telling you right now, 21 points you're going to win. So as a head coach, you come in, and maybe the fans are not going to like it because you're not as open, especially with a freshman quarterback. But I think Brian Hartline, and I said this against Texas because I saw some fans being upset that we weren't scoring more points. The job of the head coach is not to score points. The job of the head coach is being the left hand of that column. And what do we say? The best thing about 7-0 is a chance to be 8-0. His job is to win. So the head coach is the game manager, number 1. And that's exactly what Coach Day's doing and Brian Hartline's doing. So against Penn State, what's that number? New quarterback. They're not playing well on offense. They have the skill on the outside of Penn State is not what normally Penn State has.
Not where it should be.
They have 2 great tailbacks that aren't playing great. They have an offense line that was supposed to be the best offense line in the Big Ten. It's not. So I can see what's going on over there in the Woody Hayes facility is Coach Day saying, what do we need to win this game? Because that's all that matters, to keep getting better and win the game. What's that number?
What is it? What do you think?
If I'm the head coach, I'm saying I need 30 points to go win.
That much.
Now that's a buffer. Mm-hmm. In my deep down, 21 points, you walk out of the stadium a winner.
He's right, man. Shoot, the coaching. Why are they so good?
Yeah.
They're coached extremely well. How do you reload from a national championship team? It's by having great recruiting, by having great coaching staff, by building a foundation and a culture. And that's what Ohio State has. That's why they're right here undefeated. They're the number 1 team in the country. They haven't had a great schedule, but they've won and dominated all their opponents. They haven't trailed. You said they haven't
twice.
They trailed twice?
By 3 points both times.
What was one? Texas, maybe? I don't know.
think
But
so. I don't think
regardless, they've been dominant through and through the season. That's because of the foundation they built with their culture.
What I find interesting about this edition of Ohio State is they are following in the footsteps of a national championship team. And I think for a lot of programs and a lot of players and a lot of coaches, that's daunting. That's intimidating. That's suffocating,
That's awful.
particularly here in Columbus, right? Oh, you did it. Well, then the expectation should be rinse and repeat. Go do it again. I get this perception from an outside. Now, obviously, I get some inside through you and through all the contacts that we have. The way Ryan Day and his staff are managing this team, I feel like last year is actually benefiting this year's team.
Well, I talk to Coach Day once in a while. We text a lot, and I feel with Coach Day is a person that has the weight of the world is somewhat off his back.
Because he got that natty.
Because he got it. He's become legitimized. You know, he was the guy that, what was it said, woke up on third base, all that nonsense, and then they lose the Wolverines. And he's done, you're not going to find a bigger fan of Coach Day than myself. But now it's like it's almost the heck with it. You know, I've done my deal. I know I'm good. I've done it.
Yeah.
And I see a team that is just, and I see him. He doesn't look like he did before. He looks better. He looks healthier. I mean, I'm one to speak. Because it just beats you to death.
Yeah.
But he looks like a guy that trusts the culture and trusts the infrastructure. And I'm going to talk about this on Big Noon. The best thing at Ohio State, amongst the many things, is the infrastructure that is there. You have the best recruiting and GM. His name's Mark Pantoni. There's none better. There's not a person better at the job than Mark Pantoni. The best strength and conditioning coordinator, and he's in charge of all sport performance, is Coach Mick Marotti. There's none better. You can't say, well, A&M or Alabama. No, he is the very best and it's proven. And then you can say, okay, now the academics, this and that, the infrastructure set. He can focus on doing what? Managing the team and not replacing all those. That's what happens, Mark, when a guy takes a job like DeBoer. When you take over for Saban, it's like what Ryan Day did to a degree. You don't want to change, but you got to change because he's not him.
You got to be yourself.
And I feel that with Coach DeBoer at Alabama, you're taking over for Nick Saban. Are you kidding me? That's a lose-lose. But you can see him starting to grow into it right now. We had him on the show. He's phenomenal.
Yes.
He's a great football. His winning percentage is outrageous. He's won at every level, but he took over for the man.
Yeah.
How do you do that? You keep some of the good, but somehow you got to put your own face on it, and that's what's going on here, and that's what's going on at Bama.
You got to have your own fingerprint. You got to have your own identity. I can't be trying to be you. I got to be me. So while you left me with a great foundation, I still have to put my own personality and my own demeanor on this team. And, like, every program has, like, their turning point, right? And I feel like last year, this Ohio State's team, their turning point was that Michigan game. After they lost that game, they haven't looked back ever since. Yeah. They dominated they had the best playoff run in history because, you know, they played 4 games, whatever, but they rolled through the playoff. They rolled through the playoff, and they're rolling through this year. Like when I was at Bama, our turning point was losing to you in the SEC Championship when you were at Florida. We went undefeated the next year. So I feel like that turning point was for them, for Ryan Day, and for this entire program.
You know, what's interesting about the turning points is that turning point could have gone the other way.
It could have.
It easily could have fallen off a cliff. Penn State's dealing with that right now. Their turning point was home, whiteout, Oregon. They lost in overtime. Off the cliff they went. They didn't respond. They didn't bounce back. Instead, they went into a spiral that they're still trying to pull themselves out of.
Okay, this is really important as well. So your locker room gets exposed, not when you win, but when you lose. Ohio State's locker room and culture got exposed when? Mark, you said it.
Michigan.
When they lost to the Wolverines. They've won 11 straight. They went on the greatest run in college football playoff history against Tennessee. What was it? Tennessee, Oregon, Texas, and then the big one against Notre Dame. Penn State, they lost that game against Oregon. You get exposed. They go on the road to UCLA, lose to an 0-4 UCLA team. Then they
lost
lose
to Northwestern.
At home.
So people are saying, what kind of Penn State we're going to see? I have so much respect for Penn State. I have a lot of respect for their talent. But deep down, do I have a lot of respect for the locker room? It is what it is. I mean, you can blame James Franklin, and he took the hit for it. But at some point, Mark, what goes on in the locker room? Yeah. Ryan Day deserved the credit, but you know who really deserved the credit last year? Sawyer. The quarterback, Will Howard.
Yeah, Will Howard.
The grown-ass men in that locker room that said enough. The team meeting they had and all that, they put it all on cards, and they did it.
Yeah, I mean.
It's actually a case study of locker room. to me was what's going on at Alabama, what's going on at Ohio State, now what's going on at Penn State.
Well, your coaches, they could give you the blueprint, but it's up to the players to execute it. It's up to the players to police each other and hold each other accountable. That's what you saw with Ohio State last year, and that's what we're not seeing with Penn State this year. For you to lose to Oregon and still have the whole season ahead of you, then go on the road and get beat by a UCLA team who had just fired their coach, then go to home and lose to Northwestern, that shows a lack of accountability within the locker room, like you said. You had multiple players that could have went to the NFL draft. They came back for a chance to win a national championship. Now, I think those expectations derailed them. You know what I mean? They thought just because Ohio State won a national championship, just because Michigan won a national championship, that they was going to have the same blueprint and win it. That doesn't mean that. You got to have accountability from the coaches to the players all through the facility.
And the example that I used, again, this is really good, friends of the podcast. In 2005, I went up to visit, spring of 6 or 5, I went to visit Bill Belichick. I think the greatest locker room in the history of sport. Brewski, Brady, Vrabel, and Rodney Harrison. And I witnessed, he invited me up there. And I went up and watched and learned. And you know what they told me? It's our job not to let it get to Coach Belichick. Mm-hmm. What happened to Coach Belichick now that he doesn't have the locker room? He's struggling at North Carolina. The last half of his career or the last couple of years, it wasn't great in New England.
Yep.
Bill Belichick's still Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
The locker room's not the same. And so what is the strength of Ohio State? The locker room. What's the strength, I guess, of, I don't know, you know Alabama.
Yeah.
What's the weakness of Penn State?
And he didn't
It's not talent.
And he didn't have Tom Brady anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the locker room.
Another fascinating
Vrabel.
locker room.
Vrabel.
also-
Tom Brady went on to win another one.
Yeah.
Another fascinating locker room, for me at least, in college football is what's going on in Bloomington. You know, what Coach Signetti's been able to build right there, and it's not a one-hit wonder. Right there they are sitting at number 2 right behind Ohio State. So that was your Fresh Take of the Week presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies. Who here's had Wendy's Tendies, huh? They're right here. They are schmackin', according to my friend Mark Ingram.
Schmackable.
Schmackin'. So the Fresh Take of the Week presented by Wendy's. Join Team Tendies and enjoy a lineup like never before. Crispy, juicy Tendies now at Wendy's. They got the lineup of amazing sauces here as well. All right. Let's pivot right now to 3 and Out, brought to you by Google. We're going to take a look at what fans have been searching for on Google this week. And remember, no matter what question comes next, you can just ask Google. So how about this number? We have seen a 730% increase in searches asking, quote, what is the oldest rivalry in college football? The oldest rivalry in college football. Anybody out here know it? It's not in the Big Ten. It's in the Ivy League, but it's not what you would think.
Smart schools.
Smart schools. It's not Yale Harvard. It's Yale Princeton back in 1873, by the way. So we're talking rivalries. Mark, I'll go to you. The top rivalries in college football. Number one, I know what number one is. Sorry, Columbus, you're not gonna agree with it.
That Iron Bowl is
Yeah.
nasty.
Yeah.
That Iron Bowl is nasty. I mean, I ain't heard nobody poisoning nobody's trees up here. That Iron Bowl is nasty. It gets ugly out there for the Iron Bowl. Obviously, me, being a part of Fox and the Big Ten for the last few years, this Ohio State, Michigan, that's one too. Then I live in South Florida, so Miami, Florida State. I think that's a big one as well. There's some great rivalries. That's why we love football, is these rivalries. But the Iron Bowl, Michigan, Ohio State, and then Miami, Florida State. That's nasty too. So.
All right, Coach, your top 3 rivalries.
I'm going to go backwards. I think Texas A&M is number 3.
Ooh.
I think the Iron Bowl is number 2.
Huge one this year, by the way.
Texas A&M is a great one. I just have had friends coaching it. It's a team that's right there next to each other. I've coached at Notre Dame when we played USC. It's a great rivalry. It's not that same level. I've coached in Florida, Georgia. That's a great one. Florida State is a great one. But the second one is Iron Bowl, which is Alabama, Auburn, like you said, Mark.
No BYU.
What was your record?
BYU, Utah,
I was
Coach.
2-1, dog.
2-1.
BYU, Utah, the Holy War.
You won BYU, Utah, and
The
also
one
Bowling
loss
Green,
hurts
Toledo.
more.
There you go, BG Falcons.
The one loss hurts more. It hurts me bad.
Where was it? Out on the road or home?
It was at home. We were up.
Oh, at home.
We were up 24-3.
Cam Newton?
And Scam Newton.
Scam.
Scam Newton. It's Scam Newton. He came back on us, man.
And then the greatest rivalry in all the sport is the game, and that's Thanksgiving weekend in Ann Arbor or Columbus, Ohio, by far.
Ann Arbor this year. Anybody going to the game this year? Anybody booked their tickets yet?
Any bias on the 1 and 2? Any bias on my 1 and his 1?
No, it's
What's your call?
what I expected. You know me. You know how I like to do my
You
thing,
like
Mark.
to listen and then go wherever you want to go.
I go wherever I want to go. So I'm lucky that I've been able to touch a lot of sports.
You gonna put the soccer rivalries? Because I can go soccer with you too.
I know you can. So I'll go number 3 for the soccer nerds. Go Columbus Crew in the playoffs right now. Believe in your crew. Real Madrid, Barcelona, insanity. Although there's some fun in Argentina. I know, Coach. Don't worry.
Come on.
Just put on your earmuffs for a little bit. You'll be fine. You'll be safe.
What they call that match? What's the name of it?
El Clasico.
Yeah, El Clasico.
Yeah, I mean that's a great name.
Yeah, El Clasico.
Number 2, college basketball, North Carolina Duke. Oof, twice a year. It's something special, and that's the same level of hatred and energy as you see with number 1. It's Ohio State, Michigan. You can't beat it. It is the greatest rivalry, I think, in all of sports. That's professional, that's college, that's international, it's whatever it is. There's a reason that Fox picks that weekend every week to air that game to close out the regular season. Ohio State and Michigan this year.
Company man.
I am a company man, if anything. That was your 3 and out. By the way, speaking of company men, how about these chicken tendies? Take a little bite of those chicken tendies right there. Let me prop them up, make people happy. All right, so if you have some questions, we're going to do Q&A here after a quick break. Again, the good, handsome man over here, Chris, in the orange shirt, will take your questions right now. We also have their costume contest. We already had Coach Harbaugh join us on the set.
Shelley's dressed up.
I don't know what.
Shelley?
Is Shelley dressed up as you?
Yeah, I think so.
I think I saw some Ryan Days floating around here.
Hey,
as well.
Big love for our first lady back there.
Everybody,
please.
Shelley Meyer, everybody. The
Big
queen.
love for the first lady.
The queen.
Queen Shelley.
She'll probably have some Pilates exercise bike sessions tomorrow. All right, we're going to take a quick break here on the Triple Auction presented by Wendy's. When we come back, we answer your questions live from Urban Meyer's Pint House right here in beautiful Dublin, Ohio.
Light it. Light it. everybody, excuse me. Thank you for giving me your questions. We've narrowed down a few. If I say your name, I need you to meet me in front of the stage on the first level.
Light it. Light it. Light it. Light it. Light it.
Welcome back to the
Nice.
Triple Option presented by Wendy's. We are live from Urban Meyer's Pint House here in Dublin, Ohio. Urban Meyer's blonde doppelganger, Shelly Meyer, over there at the edge. He's Mark Ingram II, Deuce. I'm Rob Stone. Thank you guys so much here in
We love
person
you.
for attending.
We love you.
Thank you for watching and listening out there, whether it's on YouTube or on your favorite podcast right now. You guys, we ready for some Q&A?
All right, I'm going to tell a story about Shelly real quick.
Here we go.
So when we got hired in 2012, let's everybody go back to 2012.
Simpler time, a happier
The
time.
Big Ten was bad.
Bad.
The Big Ten was bad. The stadium atmospheres in the Big Ten were bad. And I remember our first game, we played Miami, Ohio. The score was 7-0. And on the field, it's not like we were playing bad. We just weren't good. We were slow. The Big Ten was slow. I get home, we beat them. So we're 1-0. I go home, and she goes, and usually that's kind of our rule. Don't talk. I want to see the kids. I don't want to talk football. And she goes, "What was that?" She was, that's the slowest football I've seen in obviously 10 years because we're in the SEC where there's no slow. I don't care if you're in the 10th place team in the SEC. It's
That
all
was the
fast.
real SEC, too.
And I said, listen, we're going to recruit like the SEC. We're going to elevate this thing. And she actually talked to Gene Smith. She actually got involved. And she said, our atmosphere at the shoe isn't what it needs to be. And our atmosphere at the Big Ten Conference's games, we go in games, even the Big House wasn't. The Big House is hard now. It wasn't. Penn State's always been hard. Wisconsin was okay, but I mean the conference schools, think about this. Go back just, what was it, 15 years? 2012?
I was told there'd be no math involved with this
13
podcast.
years.
I don't know, Coach.
But
I'm
go
just here for
back,
my
the Big
attendees.
Ten, the SEC was here, the Big Ten was here.
For sure.
NFL draft picks, SEC here, Big Ten here. Ohio State's talent, I mean, it's good. It wasn't what you're seeing now because you had to push everybody's envelope a little and get out of your comfort zone and go recruit the country, not just your footprint. But I want to give Shelly credit in front of our people here. She had a lot to do with it. She said this is not what she was used to.
By the way, can we open up this camera to a 4-shot? Let's get Shelly in on this shot. Shelly, put on that headset. Yeah, you're up here. If you're hanging out with
live?
us,
Is it live?
It's live. It's hot. It's hot.
It's a hot
You're putting it on backwards.
Make it hot.
Help her out, Coach.
That
We
one-
can't
that
do a
one's hot.
4-shot. All right, Shelly, you just hang out and be eye candy.
Here.
Shelly, blow that whistle. Let's start the Q&A. Start the Q&A. Here we go. All right, Q&A time.
Or you can just come stay
Question
right
number 1. Name and question, please.
Hey, I'm Lainey.
Hi, Lainey.
OH.
Io.
Okay, first of all, who invited the Jim Harbaugh fake guy here?
Like you, Lainey, already. I
Okay,
like her. She's got some
but
moxie.
I'd like to know what
Here, I'm going to say this to you about Portnoy.
Yeah.
When you get him behind the scenes, what's your thoughts?
Great dude. Great dude.
He's a businessman. Then all of a sudden he comes out on stage and it's like Ohio State sucks. I'm like, where'd that come from?
Shut up.
I don't know if he really believes that. I'm just
Shut
gonna say
up.
that.
That's what
I just want. What are your thoughts about a 2014 playoff?
2014.
A 14-team playoff.
24.
24
team.
playoff.
Woof. Woof. Big expansion. Coach, you want that one first?
Yeah, here's what I'm in favor of. Whatever we come up with, eliminate the committee. And here's what I mean, have it play in. So I was a big fan of the Big Ten's model where it said 4-4-2-2-1-1. And I don't think that's going to fly. But I think there should be 6 teams for the Big Ten, 6 teams from the SEC, all involved. And there's a play-in on Big Ten Championship Weekend, SEC Championship Weekend. And your 6 is playing, 3? 4 is playing 5. Those teams go to the playoff and go. That way, you know what the committee is? There's no committee. Because I think, and I'm not hammering a committee, but even if I was on the committee, I'm wrong sometimes.
Yeah.
You're wrong sometimes, So I would do whatever it takes.
Never wrong. Speak for yourself. Shoot.
I would do whatever it takes, Rob, to get rid of the committee and have it be all play-in.
But
And if it's all play-in, is that 24? Is it whatever it is?
Yeah. Seems like a big number, but
Yeah.
I'm in favor of expansion.
Yeah.
I think, particularly now with NIL, it's
And the
opened
parity.
up.
Man, 12 more
Parity
teams?
is insane. I'm going to be
Expand
bummed.
12 more?
I'm going to be bummed when it's down to 12 this year. Give me 16. Give me, figure out a bigger number. And I think it's coming, Laney, to your
But
point.
again, I just don't want the committee saying this team's better than this team because they don't know that.
My pushback, though,
They
will
don't,
be
Mark.
somebody has to be involved with the wins and the losses, and then there will be some type of seeding, and somebody is going
Seeding's
to do
different.
that. Okay.
Seeding's different. But who gets in the playoff? No, there's no committee.
Okay.
There's
You earn
6
your
plays
way in.
3, 4
Seems pretty
plays 5,
basic.
you go.
Yeah.
It should be just like the NFL playoffs. You win your division, you win something like that, that's how you earn your way in. It's not this opinion that this team is better than the next.
And everything we've seen in
But you
college
know what I
football
like?
the last couple of years is NFL associated, is
Yes.
NFL related. Is
That's
on that
essentially
map.
what we're going to be going to.
Correct.
It's going to be SEC, Big Ten, North, South, East, West. It's going to be some form of that with 16, 20 teams in each. I feel like that's what it's going to. But as far as the expansion, you know what I do like? I like the NBA, the play-in tournament. So you got your playoff, then you got the play-in tournament. So, the outside teams you play in.
Mark, those those student athletes have exams and studying to do and things like that, right? How are they going to find all that time to play football? All right, question number 2.
You're talking about 24 teams.
Name and question, please.
Hey, I'm Drew. Can you guys hear me? Hey, I'm Drew. My question is for you, Coach Meyer. As a coach, what is your advice to a team that, like our Ohio State Buckeyes, has been told practically all year, you're the #1 team in the country? How do you get past that and past the noise?
Yeah, we've been there, and I actually talked to Coach Day about that. I think what I would do is make Tuesday practices so hard. You know, when you're like Mark Ingram on those 08, 09 Bama teams, and I was a coach of the Gators back then, and then also Ohio State in the 14, 15 when you're that good, I wanted to make sure the Tuesday practice was when I walked in the locker room, and I would do that. I'd walk in, and I wanted to see people exhausted. I wanted to see people beat up. I wanted to see it was Joey Bosa against Taylor Decker. It was Zeke Elliott against Curtis Grant. It was Michael Thomas against Eli Apple. It was good on good, and I mean they were blowed out. So they're not worried about reading their phones. They're worried about getting in the training room and getting their minds right. And I think that's what's going on right now at Ohio State. The biggest enemy at Ohio State is Ohio State. The biggest enemy in Alabama in 08, 09, I know, was Julio Jones against whoever was playing that damn corner spot, because they're not going to face anyone like that until it gets to showtime, which is a couple weeks down the road.
Yep.
Good question, Drew. I agree.
question.
I think Coach Day has really handled that locker room
Excellent.
well.
That turning point that he had. It's that turning point. He's changed. The whole thing has changed.
Bye week heading into Penn State. They're saying all the right things. They're doing all the right things so far. Question number 3.
Hi there. My name's Adam. My question is, with college football, the eye candy test, the eye test. Ohio State, they typically pull back in the second half, not running up the score. Indiana, Coach Signetti kind of puts the gas to the pedal. How does that vary with Ohio State going into rankings going forward?
It's a good question. That when you say eye test, that's like a trigger for Coach.
Yeah.
Right? Like I know when you say
Ohio State's
eye
been
test,
so dominant.
100%. I agree. So, all right, I'll start with you, Mark. Eye test. I have no problem with throttling things back, because you've got to worry about the bigger picture. You got to worry about late November, December, and MLK weekend.
If I'm Ryan Day and I'm killing a team, I'm taking my starters out because I don't want to risk none of them getting hurt. So I'm going to get my other guys in, get some game experience. I get to see what they got, and I get to get a win.
Mm-hmm.
So my eye test is I won again. I'm the #1 team in the country.
The ultimate eye test.
I won again.
W.
Yeah, now we're Indiana. Like, Signetti, he feels like he has something to prove.
I agree.
He feels like he has something to prove. So he's going in. He has a Heisman candidate in Mendoza. He's trying to get him numbers because he could have came out the game a little earlier last week, but he did it. So
and we all watched that game. We said, I bet he gives him at least one more series.
Yeah.
Like, give him a touchdown.
He had the 40-yard touchdown pass. It cushions those numbers a little bit.
Then
you know
we're
what
good.
I mean? But to me, like, I feel like the eye test is it's for them other teams. It's like from the 12 to the 20 range. I feel like they need to win big, and they need to be dominant in their performances. When you're Ohio State, you're the #1 team. You keep winning, you're going to be the #1 team. You're going to see the Indiana in the Big Ten championship. You have a chance to prove yourself. So the eye test, I don't play too much with it. I like the wins and losses. I like the quality wins. I like, who's winning the big time matchups. And that's what I go against. I like resumes, who's beating ranked opponents. That's how I judge playoff teams and rankings, in my opinion.
Coach?
Yeah, eye test, I do agree. I think if I was Signetti, which I was at Utah, I'm trying to score 100 points because I want the country to see.
Yeah.
Well, if I'm at Ohio State, I'm trying to say, okay, my run game right now is not elite, so I'm going to work on my run game when we're in control of a game, and there's certain things you want to work on. I could give to, I don't say the bad word, but I could care less about the eye test when you're there. But there's certain areas that aren't up to par. Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate, up to par. Okay, now let's figure out the run game. Let's make sure we're starting to, because at some point
you're going to have to run the ball.
To win that, you're going to have to pound the ball and get a first down when you need to get a first down. So now's the time to work on that.
It's interesting. The number of plays that Ohio State is running this season is down, and that's a good thing. That's just less wear and tear. That's keeping your eye on the prize, right? That's keeping your eye on
keeping my guys fresh.
Ann Arbor, keeping them fresh, keeping them healthy.
And the other side of the ball, remember I told you early in the show, you score 21, you win. Don't put your defense in by doing something stupid.
Right.
Don't do that.
Thank you, Adam. Question number 4.
Hi, I'm Richard. Thank you, Coach Urban Meyer, for leading us to those victories against that team up north. What's it going to take to have that victory this year?
Yeah, it's in Ann Arbor. Man, is that an awful place.
Especially late November.
Yeah, when you come driving in that bus, it's almost like I got post-traumatic stress disorder.
PTSD.
When you drive, when that bus comes in there and you turn that corner, you see the Block M and your heart starts racing. You see the people, and I don't think there's another person alive that respects a rivalry like I do. And when I say that I respect, I can't stand them. But when someone says, Mark, that they don't have good players, they're lying to you. They have great players. It's like if I heard an Alabama player say that Auburn doesn't have – I've never heard him say that. He can't stand them, but you respect him. You know why? Because at some point that guy's good enough to hit you right the square in the face if you're not ready for him. And so they got good players. They got a good running back. Their defense is getting better. Their quarterback, I worry about him down the road. He's a talented guy. So I think it's, if our defense plays the way they've been playing, you go in that game knowing you need to score 3 to 4 touchdowns, you win the game. I think we win the game if that's the mentality.
It's interesting. You talked about Coach Day. He looks fresher.
He does.
Right?
He
looks healthy. He looks good right now. But there's definitely that Michigan hanging over his head.
Every day.
Right?
Every day.
But more so than it. I know it always hung over your head, but his issues with the Wolverines are playing in his head right now. I think that's the last little hurdle.
You get fired behind that here.
Correct, you do.
You get fired behind that here. Not saying that he's going to get fired, but I'm just saying at these types of programs where you have these respectful rivalries, hated rivalries, you lose behind those games.
Yep, agreed. Richard, good stuff.
The name of the room. The name of the room is 7-0. It wouldn't be good if it was like 5-2. I'll see it to 5-2.
It's too close to like 5 and dime. It's not sexy. Yeah, 7-0. Here we go. All right, question number 5.
Evening. I'm Brandon, a Buckeye born and bred, a Buckeye till I'm dead. I'm here with a coach. I brought a coach with me today.
I ain't gonna lie,
Coach
I
Day.
like that. That's fire.
By the way, Brandon's
does
reading
look
off
like
his
that.
phone. Brandon, are you nervous about this question?
I'm
Can you
excited, man. I don't want to mess
excited?
this up.
Okay.
Football
Well, screw it up, Brandon.
I
You
won't
got
do my
one
best.
chance,
I
Brandon.
got one chance. I'm not going to mess it up.
All right.
Football, as we all know, is a very physical game, but it's also a very mental game as well. So today's roster hasn't beat that team up north for the first time since the 90s. And as years go on, you you forget, what does it take to get through there, to finish, to get it done? It's not from a lack of physicality or passion. So my question is, what does Ohio State have to do differently to beat Michigan?
I would say, and we've said it, you got to play free. You got to play loose, and I've not seen that. Last year was the perfect example. I think we ran into a buzzsaw 2 years ago. That was one of the great teams in last decade, the Wolverine team that won the national title. Phenomenal team. Last year was not. So how did that happen? And we were there. Big Noon was there, and I stood on the sideline, and I watched the game, and it just didn't feel like the same team that you saw a few weeks later play against Tennessee. Certainly didn't feel like the team against Oregon or Texas. So you have to ask the question, why? The first one is the tightness of the staff. The second one is the locker room. What in the hell happened? And I still don't know. I'm waiting for that book to come out. I think Bill Rabinowitz wrote a book because I wrote the foreword in it. And I'm still anxious to hear exactly what happened because that was one of the greatest turnarounds. We all walked out of that stadium, the Horseshoe, like, what in the hell just happened? Great players, great coaching staff, Ohio State, what are we talking about? And then they went on the run. So, it's a rivalry, man, and I'm telling you, it's 0-0 when that game starts. It's 0-0. I don't care what the records are, and
to me, as an outsider, man, I can just feel the tension when you talk about that game, right? So if y'all feel like that, how do you think those players and those people in that facility feel about that?
Don't screw up. Don't screw
up. Yeah.
Don't.
So instead of going into the game like, don't lose the game, go in that game and win it. Do everything you have to do to win it. Don't be out here playing conservative and trying to I don't want to mess up because I don't want to lose. Go whoop their ass and win the game. I can just feel that. I can just feel that in the room right now. So I know that's how they feel.
Coach Ingram could be your next offensive coordinator.
Nothing. I'm just a guy, and I happen to play a little bit of football, but that's it.
Good job. Brandon, thank you. Question number 6.
I like Wendy's Tendies.
Who
All right, so
doesn't?
first and foremost, Fox Crew, welcome back to Columbus, Ohio.
Thank you.
Mark, Geaux, New Orleans Saints.
Who that?
Yeah, who that, baby?
That's what I'm talking about,
Coach
baby.
Meyer,
We got family loving
we've
here.
met before. I think you're the best coach in Ohio State history. We met on the Buckeye Cancer Cruise in 2015 when it got fogged in.
Oh my gosh.
And you know what? You left early because you had to work. I stayed the whole time. I had a $5,000 bar bill.
Yes.
Can you send me a check for $2,500,
I
please?
don't
Thank
have one. I would in a minute.
Free Los Linderos for this gentleman.
Yes. So, Fox team, I'm like you guys. I watch football every Saturday. I tape 14 games. You guys know way more about it than me, but I watch. There's 3 teams in my mind that stand out from the rest: Indiana, Texas A&M, and Ohio State. Can you
Agreed.
break those down and tell me which one of those you think is the absolute best at this moment?
I'm going to take that. I'm on the A&M train, man. Yeah. I don't know their coach. I know of them. I watched some this week because I did a lot of film study on A&M. They're the real deal.
Yep.
They might be the best team in the country. Their quarterback is hitting his stride. He was on our podcast a couple weeks ago or maybe last week. They're playing with energy, enthusiasm. Obviously, great players. But A&M worries me. Of all the teams in the country that I'd say Ohio State's number one. They've earned it. But the one that's nipping at their heels are A&M. And I think Indiana, because they are so well coached, but I also stood next to them. I don't see the same talent that I see at Ohio State. I see a really good team, Mark. I stood next to the offensive line. I made sure I want to size everybody up because obviously we're going to be covering the Big Ten championship. And as of now, Indiana, that head coach and those 2 coordinators, as well-coached team as I've seen in 2 decades. A&M, there's some personnel there. And I'm not saying Indiana, because I don't want to also say Indiana, that's not true. Indiana's got really, I'm not sure there's a bunch of first-rounders, Mark.
No.
A&M, there's first-rounders.
Yes.
When I watch A&M play, I see that speed, and all of a sudden, you know what? The word that I used to use is twitch. The difference between a good player and one of those guys making a lot of money is the suddenness or twitch. The thing that made Mark Ingram, obviously, his power, but there's a lot of guys built with power. His acceleration from here to that camera, that's what separates the Nick Bosa from the good player. That's what separates the Mark Ingram is the twitch. I saw that A&M. Rob, A&M is really, really good. Shocked me. I didn't know they were that good.
What's cool about A&M is somehow they're number 3 in the nation and undefeated. Stealth, quiet, under the radar.
I like the energy of the coach, too. I mean, I
go
didn't know
throwing
that.
chairs. But it's funny, like all the SEC conversation is on Bama, rightfully so, who I'm really high on now, and Georgia and what Lane Kiffin's doing at Ole Miss. And somehow A&M is just like, hey, that's
A&M
cool.
is
Don't
getting
talk about
love.
us.
A&M
like
is
it.
getting a lot of love.
They're going to get their flowers eventually.
A&M is getting a lot of love, but nobody has a better resume in the country than
Agreed.
Alabama. So nobody has
He's
a better
not wrong.
resume in the
He's
country
not wrong.
than
Bama's
Alabama.
resume is remarkable.
Yeah, we have the worst loss of the college football season, but we also have the best resume, too.
Are they twitched up enough to win it all?
Oh, they twitched up.
Yep.
And they hitched up, too. But no, we can't run the football. And we be doing undisciplined stuff. So I don't know about them yet. It's a day-to-day basis with them.
Yeah.
I'll throw one.
I'd agree with that. And their quarterback, your quarterback means more to any other team in college football.
Yeah, he's the most
For
important
one,
player.
Julian Sain means a lot, not like Ty Simpson.
Yeah.
Ty Simpson is the most important player to his team in the country. If we didn't have Ty Simpson, we'd be 500 at best.
I think there's a slew of SEC teams that are going to be in the conversation. We just mentioned them. Even Vanderbilt, my Lord, inside the top 10.
God, I
Highest
hope
ranking
they
in
lose.
88 years. Oregon, people have gotten off the Oregon train the last couple weeks.
They keep
I would
winning,
just say, be careful. Be careful. They
They're
got
gonna be
a
in the
great
playoffs, they keep
quarterback.
winning.
They're going to be in the playoffs. They're going to do some damage. But again, I think I think it's really the big 2 is Ohio State and Texas A&M. Indiana's tucked in just underneath them, and then a slew of one-loss teams. All right, time for 2-minute drill. It's time to talk about the reason we are here in Columbus this weekend. It is Ohio State. It is Penn State, and 2-minute drills brought to you by FanDuel. Visit FanDuel.com/triple option to download the app. Take advantage of a 50% profit boost today. Earlier this week on the triple option, we talked about some of the other big games. There's 3 ranked games in college football this week. Now we're going to talk about Penn State, Ohio State, Saturday inside the Horseshoe. Buckeyes favored by 20.5. Over under.
Lord.
43.5. Favored by 20.5. Over under 43.5. 23.5. Mark, how do you see this one?
I see the Buckeyes going crazy. 20.5, bro? That's heavy.
That half
That
gets you.
is heavy.
That's heavy, man. Listen, I got Ohio State winning. I don't know if I'm laying 20.5 points, though.
Big number.
I think this defense is just dogs. Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles.
First rounders. You just marked out a lot of first rounders.
I mean, them boys is dogs on the defensive side. They just reloaded, and their defense is carrying them once again. Julian's saying he's a beast. You got the wide receivers. I'd like to see this run game get going. I see Ohio State rolling easily.
Right.
20.5, though, I mean, Penn State going to come out here and fight a little bit.
Yep. Oh, for sure they're going to fight.
They're going to fight a little bit, so I'm not laying 20.5 points, but I like Ohio State to win by at least 2 touchdowns.
Do we have any Olentangy Braves in the house? Any Olentangy high school products? I think I heard one yes somewhere. All right. Well, their quarterback, Penn State's quarterback, is from Olentangy.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
What?
Ethan Gruckmeyer got the start for
From where?
Iowa from Olentangy High School, the Braves. About 20 minutes away from the stadium.
Oh.
Grew up wanting to play inside Ohio Stadium. Didn't have big numbers in the loss to Iowa.
I wanted to play inside Ohio Stadium, too.
Who wouldn't want to play inside it?
They didn't offer me no scholarship. I came here to camp. They had – this is just a personal story, man. This is just a personal story.
Who was the coach back then?
Tressel.
It was Tressel. I came to camp. I came to Ohio State's camp. They
You
had
would look good in scarlet
Listen,
and gray,
listen,
by the way.
I swear, I wanted to put the stickers on my helmet. Ted Ginn Jr. was my favorite player. I wore number 7 in high school because of him. But I came to the camp, Coach. They had some recruit, 4-star linebacker. I went against him every rep. I abused this man, Coach. I abused him. I whooped him like he stole something, and they still didn't offer me no scholarship, man. But it's all good.
It worked out all right for you,
Go
dude.
Bucks. Go Bucks. Go Bucks.
I see the chain around your neck. You're doing all right.
Yeah.
All right, so Penn State, let's talk about them real
All
quick.
right, that was my personal story. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm
Coming
glad
off-
y'all let me vent for a second.
Coming off a bye week and entering this one off 4 straight losses. They lose their head coach. They lose their starting quarterback. They lose all the confidence that they had. Remember, this was a team that was number 2 in the preseason poll. And here they are, winless in Big Ten play. My sense is with that bye week, they've tweaked their offense a little bit, some of it out of necessity with a new quarterback. I feel like there's going to be some new wrinkles that they have to show against Ohio State. They're going to slow the game down, Coach. You know that, right? They're going to limit the possessions. They're going to take the time on the clock. Will that frustrate Ohio State? Washington tried to do the same thing. They weren't frustrated. Didn't work.
Didn't work.
The scoring margin was manageable in Washington's eyes, but they slowed the game down, but it didn't impact Ohio State. The thing for Penn State is this is now their national championship game. They had national title aspirations coming into this one. They are going to invest and push everything into this game, and that scares me. But if you hit them early and you put them back in their place,
They're going to tuck that
then
tail.
it's okay. That tail goes in. I like the Buckeyes 24-6. I don't think they need to put up the 30s, the 35, Coach. I think they're like,
so you're taking the
we're
points.
good. They're just going to kick a couple field goals. This doesn't bother me. We're comfortable. We got bigger fish to fry later in the month of November and December and January.
So you
I like the
Penn State
Buckeyes.
to cover. 20.5.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
Yes, I do. Barely. Coach?
Barely.
Yeah, I'm concerned about Penn State's locker room. They've been exposed. You know, I think I see 2 good running backs. Great. I love the running backs.
Allen and Singleton.
They're going to be stopped, and I don't know what they'll cross midfield. We're
Odd.
Where's
you
the
know,
juice on the outside?
Where's it going to happen with the new quarterback? So I see this as an ass kicking. I see this as
You laying the points?
yeah. Oh yeah. I'd say this is the 35-45. But I think the second half, because Penn State right now lost their coach. They lost a bunch of games in a row. There's a lot of conversation about things other than them. And I think they're going to walk into a buzzsaw. Julian saying is catching fire. The defense, they're not going to. I don't know if they'll score. Who's going to score?
The kicker.
They're great running backs, but they're going to stop. You can stop great running backs if there's nothing on the edge. And then who's going to do this? You said the guy from Olentangy? I don't know.
Yep.
I mean, I
4-star recruit.
I see Ohio State doing this.
So
hit
how
the
much money are we
accelerator.
putting on this line right here? You starting down 20 and a half.
It's going to be a 30, 35-point game.
35-38. All right. All those here inside Urban's Pint House, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate you guys spending your Thursday night with us. We appreciate the questions, the costumes, everything that came with it. Again, take your phone out right now, go to podcast, and start following, start subscribing to the Triple Option. You can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever it is you get podcasts. We're also on social media, 3X Option Show, coming your way every Wednesday on all those podcasts on YouTube as well. Send us your questions, send us your comments. Fire off all these tendies, take these sauces home with you. Next week, it is the first college football playoff rankings. It will be fascinating to see where the Buckeyes fall. We will be live on YouTube, X, and Facebook. You would think, but you never know. They like to throw curveballs. We're going to be live right after the announcement around 8:45 Eastern, so we hope you can join us. As always, thank you to our great sponsors, Wendy's, which is just literally down that road, FanDuel, and Google. Enjoy the football this week and enjoy your Buckeyes this Saturday in Los Linderos. Pull them up. Another round of Los Linderos for everybody. Let's go here. Thanks for joining us on the Triple Option.
Don't.